Hello ladies and gents, welcome to We Chit Chat Wrestling Raw versus SmackDown Live. We're going to just smash through these really quickly because, hey, let's be honest, you've got things to do, I've got things to do. So, let's get right in to Raw. Raw, the 30th of October edition. Stephanie McMahon returned. Nia Jax returned. Samoa Joe returned. Bo Dallas returned. Braun Strowman returned. Oh my god! So Kurt opened saying sorry to the whole Raw roster, but was interrupted by Stephanie McMahon making her return and berated him. My god, her entrance music is just the worst though, isn't it? Although initially praising Kurt, which to be fair he doesn't deserve, he's always on his phone, she then reverted to type and started belittling him. Steph explained why Shane did what he did, that it was sibling rivalry. She then made Kurt captain and threatened to fire him if he loses, basically telegraphing the fact that Raw are going to win the men's Survivor Series match. But even so, Kurt in charge, that'll be fun, right? Right, guys? Nia Jax returned! Yay! I love Nia Jax. She has amazing entrance music. Take that, Stephanie. So initially, Bayley was going to face Alicia Fox. But then she announced that Nia would be there, as in Alicia Fox, and announced that Nia would take her place instead. The crowd popped massive. And, Nia easily beat Bayley. And Fox made Nia the first person to join her on the Survivor Series team. Then, while those two are talking on the entrance ramp, without even cutting away, we hear Samoa Joe's music. Samoa Joe's returned. Unfortunately, he didn't join Raw's women's team, but he did belittle the crowd for cheering him. The crowd really wanted to get behind him, but he just put them down. And then he faced off against Apollo Crews. Weirdly, the commentary team said that Apollo wanted this match and made it earlier in the night, but how did he know that Samoa Joe was back? Just from a pure kayfabe standpoint. Either way, Samoa Joe won, and when Titus got in the ring, Samoa Joe went to leave and then put him in a coquina clutch as well. So Samoa Joe's back. That's awesome. I love him. He's a badass. Yay. Good. Bo Dallas is back. Kurt booked a late arriving Miz to face Matt Hardy for his Intercontinental title. Matt got off some really good offense actually. A lot of the match was Matt beating up the Miz. And Matt even busted out a moonsault. A moonsault. He did lose though, unfortunately. The Miz beat him with a skull-crushing finale. Great match. Really put both people over strong. But Matt really needs to be doing something. Right, he really does. But hey, what can you do? Then Asuka is still there. She beat local talent Stacey Cullen in a squash match. Something they really needed to do last week. It's going to take some time to build Asuka back to that threat level, but I'm sure she will. She'll get there. They just need her squashing people until the Royal Rumble when she beats Alexa Bliss, because that's what should happen. But yeah, this is a positive step, right direction. Good job, WWE. Daniel Bryan returned to Raw ish. So Kurt, we cut backstage to see Kurt calling backup on a walkie-talkie, or initially he was on his phone, like he always is. But we then cut back to hear him calling for backup, and then the camera pans around to just a passive Daniel Bryan there, telling him that he didn't want last week to happen, didn't know it was going to happen, and he wanted to work things out. Kurt, somewhat distrustingly though, said that he'd just stay in his office, and then he locked him in his office. Later on, we see Bryan on the phone again, and the lights go out. We cut to an ad break, we come back, and we see Bryan on the phone moaning, and then Kane walks in and choke slams him. I mean, come on, Kane. Do you not remember Team Hell No? But more importantly than all this, the WWE wants us to think that Daniel Bryan took a bump. I mean, I know he probably didn't take a bump, but they want us to believe that he did. That's pretty bold from the WWE. Anyway, good segment. I enjoyed it. It served a purpose. Maybe this will turn Daniel Bryan against Raw more and get Bryan and Shane on the same page? I don't know. Then Finn Balor beat Cesaro in a solid match. It was a really good match. It was a good, solid TV match. I'm never going to complain about having good wrestlers wrestle together on free TV. I'm never going to complain about that. But then after Finn won, Kane came down. Jesus. And tombstoned Finn on the entrance ramp, and then he comes down to the ring, and Kane standing in the ring with the bar just lurking around, and we hear Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, blah 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 blah. Down comes Seth and Dean for the match. Good match, but they really put Kane over here. Then the bar interferes, and they take out Dean. Seth goes to cover Dean, protect him. It was a really nice sign of solidarity from the Shield. But then Seth got tombstoned. Kane's really been putting over strong here, and obviously leading to a fight with Braun Strowman. Good job. Obviously Seth and Dean can take this. That's fine. With the interference of the bar, it makes them look stronger. All's good. I'm happy. We then hit the third hour, and the third hour Raw at the moment is never that good. We had a trick or street fight that, to be honest, I didn't care about. I'll tell you who won. Rhino and Heath Slater, they won, but it made the club look stupid to the extent that the club have actually removed all mention of WWE from their Twitter bios. Just keep an eye on that. Just keep an eye. Jason Jordan destroyed in Qatar. I don't care about Jason Jordan unless he's doing like suplexes and stuff. But I love Elias, and I love Elias talking down the crowd. That's awesome. Then we had Kalisto beat Gulak in quite quick time to have Enzo then destroy Kalisto. The best bit about the whole thing though was Drew Gulak introducing with Enzo, and Gulak said, "There's only one word to describe Kalisto, and I'm going to spell it out. S-O-F-T, soft." That's hilarious. Genuinely hilarious. I love those two together. They're so good at playing off of each other. Amazing. And then the main event of the night was Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James. Alexa won with a surprise knockout. It was somewhat of a disappointing match because I know these two can put on good matches. But Alexa won. But the whole running theme during the whole of the third hour was The Miz and the Miz and Tourage trying to leave the arena because they found some garbage in their locker room, and they were fearing that Braun Strowman was going to come back. They tried to leave, but Kurt stopped them from leaving early. He said you have to stay to the end of the show. So then as soon as Alexa won, they made their way out the arena, got into the car, only for the car to be stopped by a garbage truck. May I just point out, a different garbage truck from the one that was at TLC. The garbage truck at TLC was white. The one that was at Raw last night was red. That surely means that Braun Strowman has gotten out of white garbage truck, got into red garbage truck, covered himself in said garbage, and then taken that garbage truck to the Raw venue. Just saying. Even so, Braun emerged, yells Braun, and we see, while the Miz and that were running away, we see Braun leap on top of the Miz's limo, sprint across the roof of the limo, jump onto the loading bay, and sprint out. And then he just goes crazy on all the Miz Tourage, throwing them all over the place. And then destroys Curtis Axel with every running power slam ever made. All of them, every running power slam. Then carries him up the entrance ramp and then power slams him through the announce table. I loved Raw. There's Raw for you. I loved it. I thought all of it was fun. It was good. It didn't feel too slow. Even the third hour, which is usually a bit, naff. Felt good, felt fresh. I never wanted to fast forward to anything, which I can do on my Skybox because I don't tend to watch it that live. So with all the returns, all the angles, I liked it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 7. So 5 out of 7. Can SmackDown Live beat that? Let's have a look, shall we? So SmackDown Live. Shane makes himself the captain now. Survivor Series will be glorious. And Nakamura has a new best friend. So the show started with Shane coming to the ring and declaring himself the captain now, and even calling his sister a witch. I love the McMahon family. He then says, let's get right down to business, and we hear the piano chord of Bobby Roode's glorious entrance. It was a 2 out of 3 falls, Roode versus Ziggler. Ziggler got the first fall with a super kick. The second one happened in the ad break. Really useful in the UK when we don't have picture-in-picture. We don't get picture-in-picture. I know you guys in America, if you're listening to this in America, do get picture-in-picture. Still not ideal, because commentary is not there, obviously, but we don't get picture-in-picture. So I was watching an advert for a new Citroen or something, and that was going on. I'm a little peeved about that, to say the least. Anyway, we then got the third one, after they were attempting to roll up each other and grab tights, didn't work. Roode used glorious DDT and got the third pinfall, so now Survivor Series is going to be glorious. I'm never going to stop doing that. Sin Cara then had a match with Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin was trying to rip off Sin Cara's mask the whole match, which made Sin Cara go bananas. Really showed Sin Cara to be strong in this match. I think Sin Cara won. I wasn't really paying attention to who won because I was too busy going, oh my god, I'm actually interested in a Sin Cara match. Apparently Sin Cara's getting this push because he's just signed a new contract with the WWE, and he's got some fresh new kicks out with Adidas. There you go, look out for them. I've seen them on the internet. They do look pretty fresh, to be fair. It made me happy watching them, as I just said. Imagine saying that. Imagine if I turn to you and say you're going to enjoy a Baron Corbin versus Sin Cara match on SmackDown. You'd have laughed in my face, but actually I enjoyed it, and it's really nice what they've managed to do with the two. We also saw the New Day dress up for Halloween. They were really pushing the Halloween thing today, and we also saw the New Day dress up. We had Kofi as Brother Love, Big E as Akeem the African Dream, and Xavier Woods as Jimmy Hart. Actually, interestingly, Jimmy Hart put it on Twitter saying he loved it, which is awesome. I'm glad he enjoyed it. But they were backstage. They run into Rusev and English, and those two together are amazing. I love Rusev and I love Aiden English. I love how happy Rusev is when Aiden English sings. It's amazing. Rusev won the match that he had with Big E via a singing distraction. So Big E was getting ready to finish Rusev off, and Aiden English stands on the announce desk and sings, "It's Rusev Day." Yeah, the whole thing. And that's a distraction for Rusev to win. I love that. I love a singing distraction win. It was fun. It was exactly what it needed to be. Happy Michael. So then we had AJ murdering Sunil Singh. I think it was Sunil this week. One of the Singh brothers, except this time Jinder didn't get kicked from ringside, so Jinder got to, as soon as the pinfall happened, Jinder was in the ring and hit 2 colossus on AJ Styles. This feud is a little slow because of what they're having to do with Brock as well, so they're having to delay it, which is a shame because I think this could be a good feud, and I think it will be when it picks up. Just a little bit slow at the moment. And then finally the night ended with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens, and the winner would be on the Survivor Series team for SmackDown Live. Like last week, Sami Zayn tried to interfere and lend a hand to Kevin Owens, but also like last week, it didn't work because Sami comes down, tries to interfere, and just as he's about to, we hear, I hear voices in my head, voices in my head. Randy Orton's music hits. They're looking at the entrance ramp, and out of nowhere, we see Randy Orton pick up Sami Zayn and place him on the announce table reasonably gently. The announce table didn't break, and then Owens is distracted by Orton, gets kicked by Shinsuke, which lines him up for a Kinshasa from Shinsuke Nakamura. 1, 2, 3. Shinsuke's on the Survivor Series team, and what's better than all of that is how happy Shinsuke looked. Shinsuke and Randy Orton looked at each other after the match and smiled. So obviously they're friends now. I love that. So that was SmackDown very quickly. SmackDown's a lot easier to get through than Raw is, that's for sure. So we had New Day having fun, a glorious Survivor Series. I liked Sin Cara. Randy made a friend. I loved it. Not as good as Raw in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But I did enjoy it. Oh, I nearly forgot. How did I nearly forget this? The Fashion Files was on. Oh, I'm so glad that I didn't forget this. Oh, the Fashion Files was Stranger Things. Probably the best Fashion Files I've seen. It was amazing. We had them all dressing up. We even had the big one, Connor from The Ascension, the big one, dressed up as Kane, which was really funny because they thought that was like the like Under Siege thing, but from Raw taking on SmackDown, and they were like, "Oh, Tyler, I told you this. I told you I was dressing up as Kane earlier." And Tyler was like, "Yeah, I kind of forgot." I loved, and then the lights go out, and there's like little Christmas lights around a picture of the Bludgeon Brothers. I loved it. It was awesome. Hopefully that means we'll get Bludgeon Brothers soon. I'm thinking probably Survivor Series pre-show. They'll destroy the Fashion Police. But yeah, I'm glad I remembered that. But overall, so I gave Raw a 5 out of 7. I'm going to give SmackDown like a 4.5 out of 7 because it's still good. That's still good. But it's just not quite as good as Raw in my opinion, just because Raw had some big angles and all the returns, and I pop for returns because I'm such a fan and so easily pleased. But overall, I'm happy with both. Happy with WWE right now, and yeah, guys, I'd like to know what you guys think of this. Hit me up on Twitter at WCCWPodcast. Hit me up on Facebook. We chit chat wrestling, and leave comments below, like, share, subscribe to the channel for loads of content. I'm uploading all the time. I will keep you guys updated as always. But for now, that was SmackDown vs Raw. Raw just won it in my opinion. But even so, very happy with WWE right now. See you for this next week, guys. See you during the week for any news and top 10 lists. Have fun, and bye for now.